I'm guessing that there's about a 90% chance that you have not optimized the number one free tool you have as a home service business owner. And the best part about this is once you actually start using this tool correctly, more than likely you're already using it, but when you actually use it the right way and you optimize it correctly, you're going to get more free leads coming into your pipeline for your business. Now, this secret tool is probably the most commonly known. It's the Google My Business profile. But the catch is 90% of contractors and home service guys are not using it correctly. There's so much more you can be putting into it, and the more you put into your Google My Business profile, the more it's going to actually spit back out to you. What's up? My name is Jordan Danzy. I'm a home service marketing addict, and in this video, we're going to go ahead and cover your Google My Business profile. More importantly, we're going to deep dive into it on how you can optimize it correctly to better rank on Google's platforms, which by doing so will hopefully get you a couple more free organic leads into the pipeline. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. So, the Google Business Profile, more commonly known as the GMB, Google My Business, whatever you want to call it, it's gone through a couple of name changes, is probably it is the best free tool that you can use for your business. Even if you are a service-based business, a home service, blue collar, whatever the case is, you are probably going to get some really good use out of this video because this tool can be optimized 10 times more. And the sad thing is like a lot of guys and a lot of even community members that join the three pillar framework have not optimized this correctly, and they haven't optimized it to its full potential. When you start putting more into Google, you're going to start getting more back, and that's just the basics of it. And it kind of makes common sense. The more you put in, the more you get. And if you've never logged into Google, up in the top right hand corner, I'm going to go ahead and kind of show mine. There's this waffle, and if you click it, typically it's just going to have this Google Business Profile Manager here. You want to make sure that you are logged in on the account that is associated with your business. So go ahead and log into that account. And in there, you're going to see a bunch of different things. You're going to have this kind of right-hand side profile, which is typically a preview of what your clients are going to see on like Google's search basis, so like Google Maps Pack and Google Search. And the beauty of this is this is typically what's starting to pop up more now. This is typically what's going to pop up more on Google search basis. So if you go over here and you search like landscaping near me, typically you're going to have this one right here, which is the paid Google LSA. So this is, you have to submit your licenses, you have to pay to get up here, which is this works really good as well. But the second thing that really pops up is the Google Business Profile. So the Google Maps Pack is what it's called. And this is where we are trying to optimize to have it show up better. You can see here, this guy has 13 reviews, but he's above one that has 20. And it's really key just having a good, solid, optimized profile. And so this is exactly what we're going to be covering over. So the first thing that I kind of want to talk about is the side profile. Now, this side profile over here is super, super important. It's what customers see first. And there's a couple of key points that you have to have in here to actually show up better. And the biggest one I would have to say, without a doubt, is actually just having a pin. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of like bold this. Having a pin is 10 times better because let's just do an example here. If we go more businesses, and I'm guessing if we scroll all the way down to the bottom, so this is like areas served. These guys don't actually have a pin, but you can see here that Google is starting to prioritize people with addresses, and basically that's a pin. So if you don't have a pin, no matter how many reviews you have, look at this company has 203 reviews. They have an areas served, but for me, they're all the way down here in the Maps Pack, which is just so crucial on showing that you need to have a pin. Now, if you don't have a pin or you've tried putting a pin on your address, there's a couple of different things you can do. The first thing is you can probably look at, I would first try your home. Google typically doesn't like to do homes just because it's the Google Maps pin is all about legitimacy. It is about being a solid business. They don't want a bunch of pins popping up that's just scammers. So having a solid pin here is really what's going to do the best. And you can try your home. I've seen a couple of guys actually put their logo on their front door or on their garage and have their company truck parked in there as well. And that's gotten some good verification. The next thing that you can also try to do is go to like a co-working space. So there's like a Regis, there's a Kiln, there's a couple of different options you can do. And you can do for about $300 a month. Plus, you can kind of set up a temporary office. You can try to get the pin there. We've had some success with members, and we've had other members who have struggled to get their PIN with that. And then obviously the third option is getting like a warehouse or a building. Typically, storage units are not able to do this. So you really want to focus on getting this PIN in whatever facet you can, because your PIN is basically helping you show up better. So that's the number one thing you can focus on, is having a good PIN. The next thing is reviews. You always want to race to get more reviews. Now, there's a hot topic on reviews that I'm going to talk about a little bit later, of whether you should have friends and family comment or not. I think it's personal preference, to be honest. But the next thing is just having your website linked, your phone linked, and overall just having a good looking profile. So you want to make sure all of this is linked. You have your phone, you have your website, directions, and just making sure that the basics are there. If you don't have a website, a lot of people will go to Google and then they'll pull up your website just to see, and then maybe they'll go back to Google to give you a call. You just want to make sure everything is there. The next thing that you really want to focus on is these social media profiles down here. The more you have, Google treats it as like more trustworthy. So it's more social presence that you can have. And just having these linked in here, if you don't know how to link them, you just come over here to edit profile, and you can scroll. I think I just actually passed it to a point where it's like, hey, here's your social profiles. So you can come in here and you can link a bunch of social profiles. There's Twitter, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest. The more the merrier. It just kind of is more credibility and social proof that you can have involved in your Google business PIN, and Google also likes it. So the more profiles you have, the better they kind of like it. And the next one is photos. And this is something I'm really, really passionate about. Fill it with as many things as humanly possible. So you need to fill your photos section with customer testimonials, before and after pics, jobs that you're working on. You just need to fill this to the moon with as much social proof and as much pictures as you can for your business. And the biggest reason for this is people will go through your photos. Now, we'd actually do not probably do a good enough job of this, but in here we do have like an ad. We have a couple of jobs that we've done. We have like a before and after picture, but we could do a better job. Also, we throw in some videos just to kind of show we're human. But if you have customer testimonials, you have before and after pictures, and you just have a library of them. Sorry, I'm stuttering a lot this video. But if you have a good library of them, you can just upload everything and just have all of them uploaded into your Google My Business. And this is going to be huge for you in just building social proof. And if you don't know how to get there, you can go over here to photos. And this is where you can kind of change everything. Also, having a really good cover picture of probably like your best work is going to be really eye-popping and catching. When I had my detailing company, we had a orange Lamborghini that we got done. I think we can probably look it up. We had an orange Lamborghini, and it was the first thing on there because it just pops, right? It was just like, boom, here's our orange Lamborghini that we were able to detail. And so that's kind of what I'm talking about, is having a standout picture as your cover photo is really, really cool, especially when you're kind of looking at all these companies over here. And let's say you're just kind of looking in the general, let me go back. Let me just go ahead and just like pop this in again. You want it to, this is the cover photo that's going to pop up. So having a good solid cover photo here is also going to be really beneficial for you as well. And then the next thing that's kind of slept on right now, that nobody is doing, this is where we're getting into the really nitty gritty stuff here, is the questions and answers tab. So this is a very unused tab that most businesses are not utilizing right now. But what you want to go ahead and do is you want to ask your friends, your family, and your customers to go leave you commonly asked questions about your business. And we have one example here. So if you go down, you can see questions and answers, and you can see all questions here. We had one of our friends go ahead and ask us like the top 3 questions we have, which is typically, how long did your tint last? Does it come with a warranty? Will it make my house feel darker? And will it affect my plants or lighting in any way? And what we went ahead and did is we gave them a really good reply. We replied to all of their questions. You can't see it in here, but there's more. But basically what this is doing, if we go over here to the maps.google.com and we pull up our company, you can scroll down here and see this is exactly what we're trying to optimize for, is this questions and answers. And so what you want to do is have your friends, your families come in here and look for this ask the community section, and you want to fill this with questions, answers, typically like what do most of your customers ask you about. Try to steer clear from price. And this is where it really depends on the service and what you're going after. If your business is based around price, yeah, okay, maybe you could mention price. I like to charge more. I like to try and be like our company right now, Valley Home Tinting. We're trying to make it as the most expensive option. Obviously, when you do that, you have to provide a service that is the most expensive service, and really take care of your customers. But this is what you really want to focus on if you're trying to, if price is what you're after and your business is focused on being the cheapest company, then yeah, you can go ahead and talk about price. Otherwise, stay clear. I like to just keep price out of it, and not really focus on it, but have your friends and family come in here. And bonus points if you can kind of do like keyword specific. So when they're asking in there, I'd be like, do you serve, the Tooele area? That's kind of where I live, is Tooele, Salt Lake. So if you, let's say you live in Temecula, California, right, for an example, you can go, do you service Temecula, and because do you service Temecula, and how quick can you get here? You want to make sure that these questions don't sound like a robot. Like, if there's one thing I could change about my friend asking this, is they totally just sound like a robot. It's okay, Morgan, if you're seeing this, I absolutely love it. Keep it here, please. But you want it to be more like, hey, do you guys service our area? If so, how quick can you get out to us? It's like a junk removal example is, hey, do you guys do bill designs as well? We're looking at doing a couple of things. Most people ask questions like that, or they're just like, do you do this? So have a little good variety of the two, and really try to pack your questions and answers over here as much as you can. And the beauty of this is, and why we're really trying to focus on the Google Map Pack to begin with, is I've started to see a common trend. The more you put into Google, the more they're going to start to put out towards you. And I think it's because Google just wants to see that you are a business and you're trusted, right? The last thing Google wants to do is show your business to somebody and they get scammed. That's not what they want. That's why the Google LSA came out, and they have this like crazy guarantee that I don't think any customer even knows about. But that's what Google is really trying to do at the end of the day. So the more we're putting into Google and saying we are a legitimate company, we are a legitimate business, my guys, I'm legit, whatever the case is, if you're a solo guy and you're just in the truck, and that's okay, because it was just me and my girlfriend for these past couple of months building ours. It's okay, but you need to put as much as you can into the system, and over time the system's going to start putting back out to you, and it's more of a volume game at the end of the day. So the questions and answers tab is just absolutely huge, and I would really, really focus on it. And just, you don't even need like an outrageous amount. Get, I don't know, 4 to 5 questions, and you should be good. All right, diving deeper into the Google My Business rabbit hole, these next two things I'm going to say is definitely what nobody's doing right now. I've seen a couple of businesses that we're working with or have joined the community that have done some of this, but this is where you really want to try to take it up to a bigger level. There's a lot that you can do, but the more you put in is the more you're going to get out. I'm just trying to make that point here. So the post tab sounds exactly like what it is. And you can go over here and you can see it's over here. It says posts. This is actually different for a little bit of everybody. Some might have updates and some might have offers. You just want to go ahead and check that out and see what it is for your business. But the post tab essentially is Instagram posts, but for Google. That's literally what it is. You can come in here and you can make posts for your business, and there's two types of things you can do. You can either do updates or you can do offers. They're exactly what they sound like. So updates are more like the Instagram posts for Google. It's basically just uploading, listings to your viewers and something that's going on within your business, a cool project you worked on. Maybe you guys are having like a big event that's happening. A great example of this is like detailing shops. If you're having like a car show, posting that as an event is really, really good. Or if you just worked on like a totally kick-ass car, that's also what you want to go ahead and post. So these are exactly what they sound like. And bare minimum, and this is like on the very low end, try to shoot for like 1 to 2 posts per month on your Google My Business profile, because it's just showing Google again, hey, I'm active, I am putting effort into this. And this is a lot of businesses just set it, forget it, and leave it. And that's not what we want to do on our Google page. We want to continually put more effort into it, because you'll start to notice like they're going to start sending you, more calls in a sense. And then after that, there's offers. And offers, again, exactly what it sounds like. It's some type of deal, discount, promo, something that is going on. Now, do be careful if you do a update and it has an offer in it. Google, like before a couple of years ago, I'd say about actually a year ago, would let that slide. And like I would do that to try and just get more engagement. I'd do an offer and an update and just hoping it gets more engagement. But they're starting to flag that now. So make sure that you follow all of their guidelines for offers. And in here too, like it's really, really cool. So you can go into posts, you can add a post, and then up here you just basically select, is this an offer? Oh, they even have like an event too. So updates, offer, events, you can really go ahead and add it in here. Always make sure that the offer does end, because it will show that on your page. So this is really, really cool. If you are doing a post, do try to like kind of feed it a little bit of like SEO keywords. So for example, for mine, it's going to be, the number one tinters in the Tooele Valley, the Tooele County's go to, like I'm always going to try and put Tooele County, home tint, heat, privacy, rejection, like my keywords for my business in there. So if you're a landscaper, make sure you're putting landscaping kind of keywords in there. Don't fully go crazy on it if it's just a post or an update, but think about it. Try and wean it in there the best you can. The more you can do, the better you're going to get out of it, which is really, really cool. And then after that is the products tab. Now, this is completely untapped, in my opinion. I see maybe 10% of businesses doing this that I'm talking to on a daily basis. And this is a great place for you to basically list out your services and your products if you sell actual, services. So for window cleaners, you're going to be like the chemicals or hard products. So this is amazing for you. So on the products tab, a lot of companies, what they're going to do is kind of what I talked about, is they're going to list their products that they sell. So detailing companies might sell soaps, tags, rags. Wow, I am really struggling to talk today. I'm so sorry. That's what they're typically going to sell. What you want to do is actually list your services. So for an example, concrete, you want to list patios, basement entrances, foundations, driveways, and RV pads. And you can kind of see on mine, like Google is a little bit, sometimes they show it, sometimes they don't. And you want to put your name, and this will show up for people. And it's just another way to really focus on SEO and getting some organic, metadata into your Google My Business. And so what we've gone ahead and done for our clients that has seen a kind of a really cool result is in this tab over here. And I'll just go to it. If we go to edit products, all products, and over here you see add a product, I'm going to add it. We add the product name and a good looking picture of it. So for us, let's say it's like privacy film. We're going to put privacy film. We're going to put a picture of a house that we did that film on. We're going to add the category that's just privacy and heat rejection home tint. Never put product price, always leave it blank unless it's like a $4 product and you're trying to actually get some sales from it. You can do that here. But in the product description, now this is where it gets really, really cool. This is where you want to focus on heavy SEO for this particular product or this particular service. And this is where you get the chance to do all different types of service, all different types of SEO on that service. So for example, a concrete guy, you're going to put a patio in here as the product name. And then the product description is going to be everything about concrete patios, concrete contractor for patios, patio concrete contractor. Like you are going to obviously make this very nice, make it worded very good, but you want to have it very, very like selective SEO. So I'm going to give you guys an example of mine. The bonus thing is if you are inside of our school community, you can get a chat GPT that will basically help you do this for free. So, or it won't do it for free, but I'll just help you do it. So let me go ahead and pull this up and then I'll switch the screen and kind of show you guys what this looks like on our end. So this is exactly what it says in that film. So it's heat and privacy is a high retention solution for Tooele homeowners. I'm going to go ahead and mark all of the huge SEO words that we use. Reduce indoor heat, advanced heat rejection, Tooele tinting, lower energy bills, Tooele heat tint. Like, we go very hard on this. Keeps your home, reduces AC, expert, Tooele, like everything in here is really, really tried to be towards SEO generation for the Google My Business. And I can say this has definitely helped me. I have gotten a couple more calls after we added these products, and it just looks cool. It kind of gives a little bit of a higher perception of your business because, again, nobody's doing this. So when you start doing these simple things and you start putting in this extra work, the customers also notice it too because they're used to looking at boring Google My Businesses, and when yours looks better, it's just it just shows a little bit more, and that's what we really, really want to strive for. And then the next thing, so kind of going on, continuing in this Google My Business rant, is reviews. Now, this is a hot topic here. Some people are very against like having reviews that are, having your friends and family come and leaving reviews. They say, oh, it has to only be your clients because that's the way. Google has no rules against having friends and family help you out. My personal hot take on it, if it gets the ball moving to 6-7 reviews, cool, have some friends and family help you out. Maybe actually go do some work for those friends and family so you feel a little bit better about it. This is what I did, and I had my neighbor, so I went ahead and I actually offered him about basically cost of the job to do this, and if I could get a review for it. And I did that for a couple of people, and that's how I got my first reviews. Me personally, I just want my Google My Business to be filled with customers, hence why we only have 9. But if you really want to push this, rush towards 20 plus reviews and focus on getting picture reviews. If you notice, when I'm scrolling down, the first review you're typically going to see, or the second review you're going to see, is there it is, it pops up, a actual picture review. So this is really, really crucial, and you want to be like focusing on that a ton in your Google reviews. So pick your poison. If you want to have some people help you out, I think it's okay. Some people are going to be really against that, and I'm sorry if that's you. I think having some friends and family jumpstart your business or try and get the ball rolling is okay. And I briefly just want to also talk about online presence and why it is so huge, especially when people go into the consideration phase for your business. So here's my terrible drawings. And feel free, again, like always, make fun of my drawings. So your typical traffic sources for your businesses or your business is going to be from these 3. So we have ads, right? And that's typically your paid traffic option. Your organic traffic is actually going to be some from the, wow, that is a terrible G, is some from the GMB, your social profiles, so, your social medias, and then maybe some SEO towards your website. Maybe they Googled you, you have some good SEO. And then we also have referrals. So that's going to be, word of mouth, WOM if for short. And then also if you have a referral strategy, that's actually going to get you like a referral. I like to call it a referral playbook. That's going to be another form of getting people that turning one job into multiple. And so this is basically a very quick breakdown, very quick of your traffic sources. What happens when people are directed to your traffic sources and they're like, okay, I now want your service, is they immediately go into this phase called the consideration phase, where they are looking at your business heavily. They are starting to consider your services. And the consideration phase is really just a giant smokescreen for this, which is the contractor judgment zone. This is where you get judged. People and consumers judge a book by its cover. And you're probably even guilty of this as well. If you have gone and looked at a restaurant and the first thing you do is you look at the reviews, you're judging a book by its cover because you haven't gone in there and gave yourself a shot. But this is just how the world is now. So while everyone says don't judge a book by its cover, 99% of the population judges businesses by their cover. So all of this traffic is so crucial. Now, what does this have to do with the Google My Business? What does the contractor judgment zone really have to do? the number one place people will go to judge you is going to be your Google My Business. Number one place for consumers to go look for more trust is the GMB. So not only is it going to help you get more natural traffic, so more organic searches are going to be coming your way, but it's also where most people go to look for trust, right? To look at your reviews, to look at how your business is, how you operate. And so you want to make sure your Google My Business is heavily, heavily optimized to one, get more organic leads coming in the door, and two, to make sure you look trustworthy so people actually trust you when they want your service. And this is why optimizing your page is huge, because 90% of businesses are doing the bare minimum. Like as you saw here in our example, as we scroll down, if we go ahead and just say landscaping near me, right? As we scroll down, a lot of these businesses, and I'm not trying to like hit on anybody, but a lot of them don't have a pin. They've maybe uploaded, like there's no phone number here on this one. So how can we tell what's going on? There's no reviews on this one. And this is typical for a lot of guys who are like, why is my Google My Business not getting me any work? Well, it's because they're not building enough trust on the platform. So this is really what you want to be looking at 2025. 90% of businesses are not doing it. And when you do start to focus on your Google My Business, you'll get more organic traffic. You're going to build trust just like monumentally faster than these other companies can. I'm going to call this like trust. Terrible. You're going to build trust just monumentally faster. And once you link everything in, it just creates this like spider web of work around your business. And that's what we're really trying to do. So again, focus on your GMB, optimize the key things in it. If we were kind of do a little bit of a recap here, go ahead, make sure your profile looks completely clean, get some really good photos in there, have a couple of posts and updates, try to do 1 to 2 per month. Add your products in, add your Q&A. If you have a bookings link, you can put that in there as well. It does have to be kind of a different link than your typical website link, so you can't just dupe two. And this is going to be really, really good for your business and for your home service business. So if this was at all helpful, please let me know in the comment section below. If you have any questions as well, let me know in the comments down below. Every question in the comments will be answered in one of the upcoming YouTube videos. So ask away. I would be super excited if you do. And if you want a more in-depth guide on doing this for your home service business and you want to see the framework that's helped 35 plus home service business owners scale, check out the School Community, the 3-pillar framework. You can try it 7 days for free. Worst case scenario is you get in there and you steal all of the contents. That's taken me thousands of hours to learn. Best case scenario is you make the decision that's going to help you change your home service business. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. This is a little bit of a more like different, more just me, and I think I really like this style of video. So hope it helps, and definitely go optimize your Google My Business profiles. You're going to get a ton more calls out of it. It's a compounding effect. You're not going to get a call tomorrow, but if you do this for a couple of months, you're going to start to see 4, 5, 6 more calls coming into your Google My Business. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.